Hello, seekers. Welcome to Punneit's Astrology podcast, where we deep dive into cosmos, consciousness, and mysterious rhythm of the universe. Today, we are talking about a special celestial event which shakes our lives in many powerful ways, and that is the Saturn retrograde. To know more about it, we have with us Puneet. Hi, Puneet. How are you?
Hi, thank you for joining again, Muskanji. Uh, Saturn is going retrograde steadily in the Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra. And this nakshatra is very unique. The Saturn transit is very unique. This Saturn transit, I've made a video also, ascendant wise video. But let me use this platform because people have now experienced the Saturn transit for some time. And in fact, not only Saturn, the house lord of Saturn, which is Jupiter. And in fact, if you guys know that Saturn is in Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra and the zodiac, both are ruled by Jupiter. That means right now Saturn is drawing its energy completely from the planet Jupiter. And this is actually good for people who want spiritual growth. Because Pisces, as a zodiac sign, is a zodiac sign of cosmic energy. It holds in its garbha, it holds all the I will say all the beauty, all the nidhis and the siddhis, ashta siddhi and navanidhi. That is why there is a story of Samudra Manthan, and the Samudra Manthan was done by a Meru Parvat and Vasuki as the rope. And I'm sure people who are watching will have heard this story of Samudra Manthan. And what comes out of Samudra Manthan is the halahal, or the poison pot. And after poison comes the Amrit,
Correct.
comes the Mahalakshmi. That means this retro Saturn, and remember, retrograde means a deviated motion, something that is not moving in the normal or usual direction. This retrograde motion of Saturn is actually causing a lot of waves and a lot of shaking of the ocean of Pisces, just like Samudra Manthan. Purva Bhadrapada is a nakshatra that talks about different dimension. Jupiter as a planet talks about knowledge, vidya, and all this combines to be a kind of a setup which is taking the world into a zone where you will have to decide whether you have to be on the side of the devas or you will have to be on the side of the asuras. So if you are on the side of the devas, you get the pot of Amrit. If you are on the side of the asuras, you get the pot of Madira, or the alcohol. Halahal is something neither the devatas nor the asuras can handle, and that is why at this point of time, if there is a halahal or the poison that comes out from within, take it as an emotional poison. Say somebody is in a toxic relationship, somebody has some trauma from the past life or even from the memories of childhood. All that will be released in this time. Remember, we were talking last time when there was a stellium of multiple planets in the sign of Pisces itself. That was actually one on the day Saturn moved into Pisces. So the beginning of the Saturn's journey is with channelizing the energy and drawing the entire source of life to the Pisces area. Pisces is also considered to be the feet of Mahavishnu. The feet of Mahavishnu in Kal Purush, because it is the natural 12th house. It is a dark ocean. And if you want to imagine Pisces as a zodiac sign, imagine that you are staring into the darkness of the sky, Antariksh, in the night sky.
Okay.
And you are staring, and all you are watching is stars. But the space between the two stars is Pisces.
Wow, beautifully answered.
Yeah, and if I have to talk in a scientific way, in a hypothetical way, Pisces is the center of the dark matter and dark energy. And therefore, it is the place where you only can surrender. If you see the vastness of the cosmos, vastness of the universe, all you can do is surrender. Even if you travel at the speed of light, you can only reach a certain place, because that is how the life has limited us. So this limit of speed of light in the cosmos, which is the fundamental force or the fundamental constant of nature, is what is resembled by the Saturn's energy, the retro Saturn in the sign of Pisces in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra. Now you see all this technicality, mixing of the signs, all this is the nature or the quality of the transit. So for a lot of people, it may appear complicated. For a lot of people, it may be just venting out of emotion. For a lot of people, it may be a time when they are nostalgic about the past. They want to correct the past. Saturn is also Kal. And I'm sure we will have to reconnect again just for the Saturn. And for the audience, I'm going to bring another podcast just focusing on the Saturn's energy and what really is Saturn in Pisces means. But in this video, quickly, let's highlight a couple of points that Saturn is in the zodiac of Pisces, nakshatra of Purva Bhadrapada, both ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is now exalted.
Okay, so we have two planets. One is in retrograde and the other is exalted.
Yes. And an exalted Jupiter is aspecting this Saturn. So that is why I wanted let's bring a discussion on this. That when Jupiter becomes exalted and it starts aspecting Saturn, it's the Dharma planet which is aspecting the Karma planet. So when the spirituality aspects action, you move into sadhana. Your Kundalini starts to rise. So if you are a sadhak and if you're listening to this podcast, I'm sure you will understand what I'm saying. There will be tremendous flow of energy. For some, it can be emotional outburst. And for some who has practiced the Kundalini Dhyan or is starting to go into this, will see a tremendous spiritual force rising up.
Okay. Yeah, that is actually, I'm like out of thoughts now because you've made me imagine a lot of things. I'm still with that thought where the Pisces sign is the feet of Mahavishnu and it's beautiful. I think most of our seekers would be very happy listening to this and a lot of things would have been unanswered by now. There's one thing that that I really picked up from this is that this will give you a lot of spiritual growth. So people who were actually scared of Saturn will now take this up as an opportunity to have a spiritual growth in their own selves. And as you said, that the churning brings, so they can take this as an emotional, spiritual, internal churning, wherein after the churning, when they get the poison and the poison is moved out of their senses, their body and their mind, they get Amrit, which is their spiritual growth, and they connect to the divine.
Absolutely. So, if you observe the Samudra Manthan time, when the Samudra Manthan was happening, when the churning happened, halahal or the wish came out. For the wish, neither the Devatas were ready nor the Asuras were ready. Then came Mahadev as a savior, because it was only Mahadev who has the capacity to actually absorb halahal. And when he drank and held it into his neck, then his neck became blue because of the poison, and now we know him as Neelakantha Mahadev. So what is this learning with this Saturn retrograde? Surrender. The first thing is to surrender to the divine and surrender to Mahadev and just say Om Namah Shivaya, so that our negativity will get out of the body. Otherwise, if emotionally you don't throw this negativity, it will come out as disease, emotional reactions, and challenges that normally we don't see in our day-to-day life, but challenges that happens through the horoscope. From wherever a person has Saturn in their birth chart, that is the place from where the challenges will start becoming visible in his or her life. The counter is Jupiter. If you see Jupiter and Sun are like representation of Bhagwan Narayan in a way, symbolically. So when we are touching at the feet of Narayan, we are also touching at the feet of our Guru. So if people have their Guru, after the reduction of the toxicity in their mind, after the removal of negativity, what will be left is Guru Tattva. So the recommendation for a lot of people will be to pray to Mahadev, then pray to Mahavishnu, also pray to your Guru. And if you don't have Guru, make Jupiter your Guru and chant Brihaspati mantra. Now, there is something very unique that is happening in this time. And if you observe, Jupiter is aspecting this Saturn, and Saturn is in Jupiter's zodiac, Jupiter's nakshatra. It is giving spiritual growth. But this is not just limited to spiritual growth. This is also going to give you material growth. Why? Because Venus is slowly on 2nd of November will move out of the sign of debilitation, and for the entire November month Venus will be giving the blessings, because Venus will move into Libra, and Libra is a zodiac sign of balance. It creates the balance. You will see everything is becoming balanced throughout the world. At least attempt of securing balance will happen throughout the world, between political parties, between countries, between people. But question is, why is Venus required to bring the balance, and why is this November month such a crucial month for a lot of us?
So why is the November month crucial? Yes, I've also heard a lot of things about November, that it is very crucial and things will be disbalanced and stuff like that. But I just want to hear from you.
So the thing is that Jupiter, Venus and Saturn is forming a weird energy circuit in the month of November. Now, why is Venus important? Is because just now I said that Pisces is the feet of Mahavishnu.
Mm-hmm.
But Pisces is also the zodiac sign where Venus becomes exalted.
Okay.
And if you see the presence of Saturn, it is in the 6th from Venus. So I'm going a little technical, guys, here. 6th from Venus means this is becoming the Prarabdha of Shukra. So the Prarabdha of Shukra, or the destiny of Venus, is to clear the negativity so that Mahalakshmi can come. And let me tell you, from Aries to Aquarius, Venus may perform the role of Shukracharya. But when Venus surrenders and when it moves into the zodiac sign of Pisces, it starts to represent Mahalakshmi. So Venus in Pisces is Mahalakshmi's grace and her blessings. And that is what we get after we release the toxins from the body. So you understand, such a huge potential is found in the month of November. And on 11th of November, Jupiter becomes retrograde. And when Jupiter is becoming retrograde, Saturn is becoming retrograde. And when Venus finds Jupiter as its karma, because from the place of Venus, Jupiter is in the 10th house, and Saturn becomes the duty, and Venus is enjoying life. So the Bhakti Yoga or the Bhakti Marg becomes very popular. People will become devotional, and you will feel the grace of the goddess coming your way. And November is not just another transit or another month. It becomes such a crucial month for people who are having Saturn-Venus conjunction in their birth chart. A malefic Saturn causing problems to their moon, to their sun, if you have a Pitra dosh. So if you do any remedies related to these planets at this month, in this particular month, maybe there is no Muhurta, no Diwali, no Akshay Tritiya, but sometimes just the planetary arrangement creates a field of effect. And that field of effect, by the joint assimilation of energy between Jupiter, Venus and Saturn, is giving hint to humanity that first of all, start respecting feminine energy. Second, you will also see the Shakti Pravah, or the energy passage of the Shakti will flow through many people. A lot of people will opt for prayers to Goddess Durga and Mata Mahalakshmi. And therefore, if you do actually those prayers at this point of time, you will see things moving in right direction. You will also see this as a brilliant remedy. Have you seen people actually suffering off late in relationship? A lot of breakups, people having a lot of misunderstandings, and they are like lost. They don't know what to do.
Absolutely, especially these days, as you know, and considering the year, and we spoke about it last time, that there'll be a lot of turmoil in personal relationships. We also see world in between good friends. In the world, also it's happening in between two countries. Also, it's happening, and it's the most is between the individuals. Yes, people actually they say it's because of the time zones that we are into and the new timelines that we are into. However, it doesn't happen. Maybe it's because of the cosmic alignments that we are happening now. But I need to know this from you.
Yeah. So what happens is that from the December of 2024, Mars was in a very weird state. First, Mars became debilitated, retrograde, then came back, get debilitated, went into Leo, met Ketu, then went into Virgo. As soon as Mars came into Virgo, it started getting the aspect with Saturn. Then, as soon as Mars entered Libra zodiac sign, Mars started to fight with Saturn in Pisces. And when Mars is in such a confused state, energies gets dissipated, lost, people feel lost. And what happens when the masculine and feminine energy balance gets disrupted in the world? The Shiva Shakti balance gets disrupted, obviously because of our own karma and our own stupidity. Our life becomes kind of a negative pot, and the asuras take advantage of that. We think that if we are negative or if we are feeling having this emotional negativity, nothing happens. But no, there are entities who feed on these negative energies we don't even know. And then after some time we have a question, why is so many things happening negative in our life? Okay, the astrologer told us that things will be all right. Why is it still negative? Why
That's
things
correct.
have not happened? Why the marriage yoga has passed but marriage is not happening? The reason is your own negativity. You have built your negativity to such an extent that you have already attracted negative energies and entities. And I have, with all my scientific brain, I can tell yes, there are different dimensional beings which are not in a human body but are able to interact with this dimension. You can call them Bhoot, Preta, Pishach, Nishachar, right? There are hundreds and thousands of entities, and they wait for us to be negative. Because Mars was a little difficult, this entire year many people suffered this negative emotional outburst. Trust me, November is the month after 10 months of constant push and pull, the stability is coming in the month of November with such a beautiful charm, because Mars is now stable in Scorpio, in its own zodiac sign.
Its own zodiac sign, yes.
So when Mars is stable, relationship becomes stable, anger becomes stable, and with Venus coming into picture, Jupiter, Saturn settling down, Saturn wanting you to throw away the negativity. Obviously, in the Saturn video, we will discuss a lot about Saturn. But this becomes a golden opportunity for people.
That's a great advice. Now, this brings me to my next question, and I wanted to know about a few remedies. But before that, I have seen you as a corporate employee, and we were talking about the inner churning a few minutes ago. So, I just wanted to know out of curiosity that what inner churning that you went through, you left your career and you moved into Jyotish.
Okay, so I will just briefly tell you something about my own life story. I was born in a family of astrologers and gurus, and I'm technically third in my generation. And my grandfather, my Nanaji, and my father's family side, everybody is an astrologer. Everybody knows astrology in and out. My Nanaji was a guru, and he had his own siddhis and his own way of doing things. But I was a kind of a rebellious child. I was raised in a very scientific mindset that everything is data, everything is calculated. My mother was a teacher, school teacher, postgraduate. So she always said analysis is more important, data is more important, fundamentals are very important. It does not matter whether you can build a skyscraper or you build a 3-story building. Both are built by bricks and mortar, rocks. So you need to know what is the building block of life, of everything. And the thing is, when we usually study in school, these things are literally said as a pseudoscience. And a little bit of education, obviously Western education, and you would start rejecting things, rejecting your own culture, rejecting your own history, rejecting your own science, and you will start saying that, hey, this is not science. My question was similar. Astrology is not science. And my family started saying to me that, did you wrote Newton's law of motion? How do you call that as a science? You believe somebody, right? You believe somebody because somebody has proved something. Now the question is that astrology is proven because you observe. Astrologers are mostly right. If the astrologer is a learned one, he will be mostly right on most of the events in your life. Now the question was falling, the burden of proof came to me. So one day when I was arguing, 11th and 12th, taking science and willing to move to engineering, I always wanted to become an astronaut. My fascination with the stars is from the very early age. Now I wanted to become an astronaut, so I wanted to study aeronautics engineering or electronics and communication engineering. And when that passion was very strong, a young child, I started talking a lot about what is happening in my home. I started questioning, why are these people coming? Why is this kind of effect that is seeing on these people? Why are they having these kind of reaction of the mantras? What is this sun, moon, Mars, Rahu, Ketu? Sun is not a star. Why it is called Grah? Why you call sun as a planet? Why moon is a planet? My science and astrology language started conflicting. So I started saying negative about astrology. And one day my mother simply said, you are a scientific brain. You believe in science. You believe in data. Go and prove astrology is wrong. Learn the subject. Go deep dive. Tell the entire world that the science is fake and bogus. But if you have not learned the subject, you can't claim that you know anything about the subject. No, because astrology is not taught in schools. At least I can learn physical science, life science. I can say I have read in a geography book that there is something called as Intermountain Plateau or Block Mountain, Lava Plateau. But there is no book on astrology, not taught in the mainstream education. And then my journey to prove astrology as a pseudoscience began. What it did is, I never started with faith. I started with analysis. I wanted to find faults. I wanted to know why sun is a star. It is wrong. Sun is a planet. It is wrong, but sun is a star. Okay. Astrology is said to be geocentric, but the world is heliocentric. Sun is the center of the solar system.
Yes.
And then I started reading Shastra, books, my own Nanaji's notes. And I started analyzing them, not believing in anything. That made me an astrologer.
Mind blowing. Absolutely. So, this is a lesson to all those people who blankly either believe certain faiths or blatantly say that this is not right. Everybody should analyze and come to a conclusion.
Correct. The only problem happens with people is they don't have enough data to back their belief. So I urge people to read more, get that data, don't debate. See, astrology has taught me one thing. If you're a non-believer in astrology, it is your own horoscope who wants you to be non-believer. Whatever happens in your life happens because of the planetary motion and their influence plus free will. We can have another discussion on this. But what happened is, when I started to learn Jyotish, I realized that this itself was my churning. I literally churned, tried to prove, sometimes fell into belief, then said, no, I don't want to believe. Say, for example, I was reading Brihat Parashar Hora Shastra. When I read a shloka, I said, why is this shloka written? I never believed. I don't believe. Whenever I see a shloka, I see a sutra, I see something, my first question is, what made an ancient astrologer say this? Is this applicable today? So my always focus was to focus on the fundamental. That was my Saturn's churning. So what happened? I may have started with a negative tone, but then the halahal came out. All my inhibitions broke. And then Mata Lakshmi's grace fell on me. And now Jyotish has accepted me. But my scientific brain did not stop. I pursued my engineering. I did my BTech in Bachelor's of Technology in Electronics and Communication Engineering. Then I worked in a corporate, as you rightly said, for 8.5 years in a company as an IT developer. Jyotish, by that time, was a part of my life. But as you say, a Saturn's move, a churning began, a message came that now you are here to serve people through Jyotish alone. At that time, the message was that you were given the scientific knowledge, lack of belief, data-oriented approach, and an experience of corporate so that you understand the modern world better than maybe a person who has only, I'm not saying anybody is smaller, every astrologer really wants to help people. But in my own personal churning, a task was assigned to me by the divine. You can say certain messages, I don't claim I see God or something, but I have my own personal experience that go help. This is your way of living Jyotish, not doing Jyotish as a business or as a career, but you have to live astrology every moment, every second. Still, my brain analyzes. That is why when I look the month of November, I don't believe that God is going to help you. I believe that when you act, there will be repercussions. Because when you create action on the universe will create reaction.
That's absolutely the Newton's third law.
That's absolutely the Newton's third law. And when somebody say, hey, I believe in this, and I say 2 plus 2 is 4. Do you believe this or do you know this?
That's a question to answer. So I think you mean to say that you should know your astrology more than you should know your beliefs more than you should actually blatantly
follow it.
Faith on it. Yeah.
See, one is sometimes you need faith. Sometimes you need just follow the blind. Sometimes you just need that helping hand. But it can't be a 24/7 process. You can't shut down your brain. You have to constantly ask questions. Each one of us is Arjuna in our own Mahabharata. Krishna is for everybody. He is the one who is riding our life. You can say the chariot is the body, Arjuna is the soul, and Krishna is the divine guidance. And each one of us is Arjun in one way fighting the inner churning. Because if you see, while Arjuna is there standing in the Mahabharata, it is his Saturn's churning. Should I fight my own people?
Yes, and he was able to win it only after he surrendered completely to the divine.
Exactly, and that is exactly what the Saturn's message is in the retrograde fashion. When Jupiter is aspecting Saturn, and when Vishnu's feet when we see the blessings at the feet of Mahavishnu, and that is my journey. I have worked in corporate. I have a lot of corporate experience, and I have a company now. Formally incorporated as a private limited to give a face. So what I'm trying to do is also create a corporate structure, because the world runs in a certain fashion. This is not Satyug, we are in Kali Yuga. We have to follow the rules of the Kala, because in Jyotish, Desh, Kala, Patra and Paristhiti are 4 more important factors. Whenever you want to predict something, Desh, from which kingdom, from which country he belongs or he or she belongs. Kala, at which timeline he comes from. Imagine somebody from 1200 AD does a prediction, and at 2500 AD does a prediction. Those 2 predictions, same sutra applied differently. Kala. Patra, who is the one coming for consultation? Is he a layman? Same sutra will apply differently. Is he a homemaker? It will apply differently. If it is a king, it will apply differently. And then Paristhiti, environmental factors. For example, if right now some people may not have career challenges written in their chart, but because a visa issue happened in the world, it is impacting everybody. In 2020, we know what happened. That's Paristhiti. So these are the factors which we also have to incorporate, and this was taught to me as fundamental pillars. And this won't come with belief. This will come with when you want to know 2 plus 2 is what. If you just simply say 2 plus 2 is 4, this is good to start with. But every sadhaka starts with belief. But eventually he has to become Arjuna. When Arjuna came into Mahabharata, he came with a belief. But when he saw the reality, there was no land beneath his, earth beneath his feet.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, his churning began, and at that time, 2 plus 2, 4 make no sense unless he understood 2 plus 2 is how it is 4. And that is
Actually.
the planetary guidance that we are getting right now.
Yeah, a very, very beautiful insight on the question that I put. Now, picking up from what you just said, it gives me a little curiosity. My curiosity is even more now. So, you said you gave a face to your company and you created a corporate structure. So, I have heard about Hiranyahasta. Can you tell me what is Hiranyahasta and are you a part of it and what is it?
So the story is like, see, my channel, Punneits Astrology, was always there. It began in 2016 as a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always worked with Punneits Astrology as the name. But as I said, there are certain tasks which needs formalization of things, and it may come as a divine order from Mata Mahalakshmi. And then through her grace and guidance, and totally, absolutely her will, nothing is mine, her will actually inspired me to launch a company that unless I formalize a structure, there are things or there are certain activities which can't be done. Obviously, you'll have to have that legal infrastructure and everything put into place. I need a bigger team. I need a bigger management system to handle the volume at which I want to work, the volume at which I want to help. So for that, because Shri Sukta is something that is very close to me, the first shlok itself says, Hiranya Varanam Haridim Suvarna Rajatsajam Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatvedum Avaha. So the Hiranya Varna is the one that is with golden colors. And whenever I have imagined help, I have always seen the image of hand. Even the God blesses you with a hand, which is called Abhaya Mudra. You can research on the Abhaya Mudra. So that inspired me to create a company called Hiranyahasta, or Golden Hand.
Oh,
And
beautiful.
And the company's name is Hiranyahasta Solutions OPC Private Limited.
So, where with the golden hand of God and your scientific knowledge of astrology, you're helping millions of people?
This is my attempt to formalize the help, and so that, there are plans, there are future plans which definitely will unfold by the grace of Mata Mahalakshmi. But Hiranyahast is now my formally incorporated company, where I am using the company for my business purposes, and the formalizing the consultation process and everything. It also has helped me reach to a different level altogether, and I plan to do a lot as per the grace and guidance of Mata Mahalakshmi. And when we have also started, apart from the consultation, one thing I have discovered is that people, when they were contacting me, really needed help. So then again, by the God's guidance, it was like, why don't you help? So then came the puja and the ceremonial things that we do, but we do in a very different way.
Okay, yeah. So this brings me to another question from here. So as we were talking about the remedial sessions or something that would help us in this particular period, and this brings me to one question: is does puja help here? How puja helps here, and how do you help as per puja? Because I have seen that you always promote puja, and I see you also doing puja.
See, earlier what happened is that whenever I used to take consultation, I used to suggest pujas, and I leave it up to them. The thing is that when you are praying to God, obviously you can just sit and get connected to the God, and universe will listen to you.
Correct.
But then comes a point in your life, just like when you are unwell, you can very well do self-remedy, self-treatment, but also you have an option to go to an expert, a doctor, that can you really help me? And the doctor may prescribe some medicine or some remedies, and then you become fit and fine. What happens in puja is that we create a formal structure to pray. You can pray at your own home, you can chant mantras at your own will, but then there can be mistakes. There can be pronunciation challenges in the and right now what I've also seen that people are globally at different places. The person is trying to work, the family is in one city, the person is working in a different city, and that can bring a lot of challenges in actually getting the right solution. Timing is another problem. Some people work in the night shift. So I formalize the puja process. We have a team of expert pundits in. We do a lot of pujas in Pune and we do a lot of pujas in Varanasi also, because I'm from Varanasi.
Varanasi, yes. Mokshadham, Kashi.
Kashi. So my ancestral home is in Kashi. So the thing is that pujas are a very important, I will say, ritual. When you follow the ritual as per Shastra, when you invoke gods in the right manner, when you do havan, when you do proper mantra jap done by some experts, it starts creating a ripple on the universe because you have done an action. Now, definitely, puja does not mean that today you come and you book any level of puja, any kind of puja, say Navachandi Yagya or Mahalakshmi Yagya, Narayana Yagya, Sudarshan Homam, anything. You're not ordering God. What you are doing is, you are trying to pray as per the Shastra, as per the rituals that are intended, the way it is actually should be done. Because you are trying to connect to energies that are not of your dimension. It's just like a phone call. But this is not a phone call to somebody who knows you. When you ring a phone on your mobile, there's an invisible force, microwaves going in, satellites working. It's a setup, right? Similarly, you can call this as a spiritual setup. The only difference that what I do is I don't want people to book a puja and then forget about it. We at least ensure that you watch the entire puja live. You sit through the puja with full faith and devotion. You see that the Pandits are chanting, and then the Panditji will talk to you. At every step, he's going to tell you, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. He's going to guide you. And this elevates the experience of a person, and he or she will feel connected, because we do a lot of pujas globally, and somebody's sitting in the Texas, UK, US, or London, UK, sitting in Melbourne, Australia, and watching the puja happening live through Zoom. And any planetary remedy can be done. But my recommendation is always that you do the puja. This is an oath-taking ceremony. You have done the puja and that benefits you from the horoscope. You have created an action. Now you take a sankalp. What are you you are not bribing God. You are not ordering God. You have to, like a child, you are now saying, Sir, I will study. Please don't hit me. You pray to Saturn and you say, Shanidev, I will do as per dharma. I will change my action. I will change my course of actions. This is one way of changing my course of action, that I do, say, Sawa Lakh Shani Shanti Path for you. And then from here onwards, this will be my dedicated action. This is how I change, and that changes your life completely. And definitely you can sit at home and do Sawa Lakh Puja by yourself also. But then it involves time. It will involve that much level of dedication. And obviously a simple person who wants to run the family and wants to also do puja cannot do all at once. Remember, in Satyug, we did have a very long lifespan. But in Kalyug, after 60, you retire. And you really don't have enough time to actually do everything. So we involve Panditjis, we involve expert priests who actually perform puja. And for that, I have created a vertical in my company called Vediki.
Okay, beautiful. So just one thing, you said that you do pujas globally. So is it online and offline as well?
Yes. You are free to come down to Pune, because when we do puja either in Pune or Kashi, and we are trying to expand in different cities, and we are now slowly thinking to move to Mumbai. We have also started going to people's home in Mumbai, because there are certain pujas which should be done in your home environment.
Yeah.
We try our best to give you the maximum experience where you are physically involved. But obviously, many cannot be physically present. Then, most of the pujas are online. But These pujas are not that you do and you forget. You have to sit through the puja. You have to get that experience. And at least for some time, you need to get connected. Because, see, if you just do the puja, you forget and you get along with your work, then you will get that kind of experience in life. So, our pujas are not samuhik.
So, what is a Samuhik Puja?
So, basically, a samuhik puja is like a clubbed puja.
Mm-hmm.
So, sometimes what happens that there's an occasion, and on that occasion, we decide to do a big puja, and everybody is welcome to participate. And you can pay a simple participation cost depending upon your participation. Sometimes you get prasad, sometimes you get yantra. And there's something called as dedicated puja. Our 99% of pujas are dedicated. And when I say dedicated, it means it is reserved, temple is booked, priests are booked. It is just for you. And you are seeing it live. We also share the recording so that you can relive that moment again and again and again and again and again. Whenever you feel sad, you just play the video of the havan, of the mantra, and allow the chanting to reverberate in your house. And it is like reliving or redoing the puja again, because it's all about your bhakti, devotion, and your spiritual inclination towards what you're doing.
Brilliant. I mean, this answers to me a lot. I think most of my answers and the seekers' answers would have been answered by here. You're actually coming up with solutions to their questions, and you are also acting as a support to their fear if they have. So, right now, I can say initially when I started the podcast, I was also fearing the Saturn. But listening to you for this, I am now very happy that Saturn is a strict teacher. There's nothing to fear about, and you have to just be disciplined to be for Saturn to be good to you, right?
Absolutely. So when you follow a certain structure and you follow a certain discipline, be it puja, be it havan, or be it simple your day-to-day ritual, Saturn is going to guide you. This churning is never bad for you. And trust me, the month of November holds the secret to your success.
So, how can everyone reach out to you for puja solutions and other things at Hiranyahasta?
So if you want to connect for puja, you can just drop me an email, send me a WhatsApp message. The email and the WhatsApp number will be flashing on the screen right now, or it will be on the description box, and the team will connect with you. And if you want dedicated puja solutions, definitely there is something I have started, because I've started something called as Bhagyadeipika report. Now, what is Bhagyadeipika? Bhagyadeipika is basically a concept where I am going to write remedies for you, because not everybody can actually or really don't want a consultation. Maybe they just want a remedy. So Bhagyadeipika is a 6 to 7 page PDF report where I sit with your horoscope. I think what is really you need right now, whether it is mantra, whether it is puja solutions, like which puja should you do at this point of time. You can also share your questions and problems so that I can create or think about your customized puja, which rudraksh, which gemstones you really want. And that is Bhagyadeipika, because it is more like it enlightens you with solutions. And obviously you get some computer generated PDF reports for your own personal reference. And this is my concept, to bring more and more puja solutions to people. And I'm just we are just providing facility. Obviously, we suggest puja. You can get it done from anywhere in the world. You can get it done by somebody whom you have really trust on. No problem. I just want to give you what best we can give.
Absolutely. So, talking about the Bhagyadeipika, and I have heard that you also had shared a very revolutionizing, the Kundali PDF or something. Can you throw some light on that?
So basically, Kundali PDF. In old days, we used to go to an astrologer that please give me a Kundali. And why do you need Kundali? In early days, people used to take Kundali at the time of marriage, during horoscope matching. As the world changes, as the social media came, when the YouTube and the astrology became popular, now people want this Kundali. A quick access to the data that is available right in the comfort of your mobile, laptop. So this is Kundali PDF, a software generated and sometimes API generated Kundali PDF, which is only for your superficial reference. That okay, there are obviously Kundli cannot be created by an AI. It cannot be created by machine. Some astrologer must have written it, but it will not give you a solution, frankly speaking. But it is more about an overview of life. You can definitely know what does Sun in the sixth house mean. But what does Sun in the sixth house in Punarvasu Nakshatra aspected by Saturn and then in the Antardasha will mean is consultation, not Kundli PDF. So Kundli PDF is a good tool for people who want to start their journey in Jyotish. They have a little bit of inhibition in Jyotish and they just want something to refer to. That is Kundli PDF. Another tone is Rashifal. We do a lot of Rashifal videos, and Rashifal is very famous. People want to know, but really don't have that much of need to consult. Your life is going good. You don't have a problem. Why will you go to a doctor? You just want something to help you with. Then you get into Rashifal, Kundli PDFs. So the computer generated Kundli PDF are kind of a tool for your reference, which enables you into the world of astrology. And if you need, by reading all the things, that you need a consultation, or if you're into a real problem, then the suggestion will be that you should go to an astrologer. You should consult to a real person who really looks at your chart and then guides you manually. So Kundli PDF is also available in my website. I have started a combination of Kundli PDF, which is system generated, completely system generated. That is called Deipika. So Deipika Plus and Deipika Pro are the two editions, and you get a standard Kundli PDF with 10 plus year of guidance. Also, you get Lal Kitab report, numerology report. So all that comes as a bonus, as a package, and that is Deipika is available on my website, hiranyahasta.com.
Thank you so much. I mean, it was such a great and insightful discussion that we had today.
Thank you.
And yes, absolutely. And I'll take something back from here. So I think our seekers will be full of knowledge, and you are coming as a complete package, starting with the stepping stone to the Karma Deipika, which is like the medieval thing, and also the remedy as a puja. So the last thing that I would want you to give me an answer, because I am actually getting a little more selfish. So I want my seekers to have simple puja remedies that they can follow at their homes without any consultation or something, which will help them in their spiritual growth.
So I'll simply say that with full devotion and dedication, facing the east in your home temple, simply light a diya. Have a idol of Bhagwan Ganesh, Mata Lakshmi, Mata Durga, Vishnu, anybody whom you pray. Even if you don't want that, just sit with the bhav or the emotion, and you can simply say Om Namah Shivaya. You can simply say Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, or any Guru mantra that you have. If these things are also difficult for you, just sit and chant Om, Om for 5 minutes, and you will feel the difference. Now, coming to the month of November, December, and the recent times, the Saturn and Venus combination is creating a very unique twists and turns with Jupiter. So you can pray to Mata Mahalakshmi for wealth if you are having any wealth related issue. For that, you can definitely pray to Mata Mahalakshmi by chanting Shri Suktam. If Shri Suktam is difficult, simply take the name Om Mahalakshmi Namah, Shri Mahalakshmi Namah, with full devotion and dedication. No time limit, just simply surrender to the divine, because surrendering is what matters the most.
Thank you so much. Seekers, I think you'd be happy with all the answers that Puneet has given. Thank you. So now we'll meet in the next podcast. I'm very excited for it. Hope you too are. So please like, share and subscribe to our channel for more such videos. Thank you and namaste.